Tracy Power with the Midday News. The opposition filed its notice of a motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister this morning, with member for Fincher Fen Rainbow Paita as its nominee for the Prime Minister's post. Opposition leader Douglas Tumurisa submitted the notice to the Speaker, Job Pommert, at his parliamentary office today. The Private Business Committee will meet at 12 p.m. today and is expected to deliberate on the notice to ensure all requirements are met. If they satisfy the requirements, the notice will be forwarded to the Clerk of Parliament to include in the notice paper. This is the fifth attempt by the opposition to oust the Marape-Rosso government. There is no system in place that keeps a record of a backlog of cases, says Deputy Director for National Fraud and Anti-Corruption, Chief Inspector Timothy Jitua. Jitua said this when testifying at the Commission of Inquiry into the January 10th civil unrest on Wednesday, the 28th of August 2024. He said in a year they received 400 to 500 complaints, but only 10 attended to. Jitua added that the police hierarchy must look into establishing a national coordinating mechanism system in place to track cases from start to finish.
500 complaints.
Yeah.
And of that, say 400 cases, we might clear 10.
A devastating fire tore through a vehicle storage yard in Port Moresby on Sunday, September 1st, 2024, causing extensive damage to new vehicles owned by PNG Motors and New Fraud. The blaze, which erupted around noon on Father's Day in an adjacent vacant lot, quickly spread to the storage yard along the Papa Lea Lea Highway, resulting in significant financial losses. The storage yard owned by Express Freight Management was rapidly engulfed in flames. Despite the immediate response from emergency services, firefighters worked tirelessly to control the inferno, but a substantial portion of the vehicle inventory was destroyed. Stephen Lane, acting general manager of PNG Motors and New Fraud, expressed deep concern about the incident, saying the focus now is determining the cause of the fire and fully assessing the damage. The vehicle storage yard has been temporarily closed, but Lane assured customers that operations at PNG Motors and New Fraud would continue as usual. In regional news, a link has been found in teenagers between e-cigarette use and poor mental health. A survey of more than 5,000 high school students has found those with symptoms of severe depression are twice as likely to vape. The Best Ever Food Review show, a popular YouTube series hosted by Sunny Slide, is showcasing Papua New Guinea's diverse cuisine on the global stage. The show's first visit to the country will highlight both modern and traditional foods across various regions, including Port Moresby, Ella Province, East Sepik, and Rabaul. This culinary journey was made possible with support from the Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority, PNG Express, and key industry partners. The series aims to promote Papua New Guinea's rich culinary heritage and boost tourism through its global platform. Australian guidelines say adults between the age of 18 and 65 should have 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, while those over 65 need 7 to 8 hours. But sleep researchers say globally about a quarter of people don't get enough shut-eye, and too little sleep impacts almost every part of the human system and could even be a factor in how long you live.
We all know how it makes us feel. We don't feel
particularly happy or sprightly. We're perhaps a bit more grumpy, a bit shorter than usual with our loved ones. But yeah, look, there are lots of negative health consequences, things like cardiovascular diseases, mental health disorders, things like we're more at risk of developing things like diabetes. We're more prone to making mistakes when we're at work, which obviously, you know, if you aren't, you know, putting a number in a spreadsheet, that's not a problem. But if you are driving a vehicle, that may be a problem. And then things like reproductive health, it affects our immune health. Just about every system in our body is impacted by having insufficient sleep. Sleep regularity we know is really important, so getting up at the same time each day, going to bed at the same time each night. But if you can't do that, then yes, having catch-up sleep on the weekend has been agreed by a group of experts. It's agreed that that is probably going to be more beneficial than not catching up. The way you want to catch up though, ideally, is still getting up at the same time each day in the morning, but going to bed a little bit earlier at night time rather than doing the sleep in. The problem with the sleep in is that it then means that you come bedtime that next night, you're less tired. So ideally, you want to be going to bed a little bit earlier to catch up on that sleep loss.
In sports, the World Kickboxing Federation has nominated the PNG Kickboxing Federation to host the 61st World Kickboxing Championships in 2026. PNG was chosen contender alongside China and Colombia in a three-way race to host the world's biggest kickboxing event.
The kickboxing event is expected to attract more than 70 countries, and PNG sets sight to host the event. After being nominated to host the event slated for 2026, the official decision will be made during the World Kickboxing Federation's World Congress, which will take place alongside the World Championships in Spain from November 18 to 23, 2024, in which PNG will participate. PNG Kickboxing Federation President Stanley Nandex says it is a significant recognition for kickboxing as a sport in the country when he was told about PNG being nominated to host the event.
So we have bid for that, and I think the time has come. So given the time 10 years ago now, I think to me they have already considered that PNG should take this. China has already hosted 3 times, Colombia has already hosted twice. The PNG would be a country that they might keep that opportunity. So
Nandex expressed excitement and optimism about this monumental opportunity and highlighted the achievements the sport has achieved since 1997. The PNG Kickboxing Federation president further said it is a great opportunity to showcase to the world that PNG can host big events. He said the country has a facility to host such a big sporting event, and World Kickboxing Federation is aware of it.
We need to also provide, information that is more much relevant to what they would look at it in terms of government support is what they want to see, especially with other corporate sectors, and to welcome those events and how it can be managed and so and so, because the livelihood of the people in terms of security and safety is concerned. That will always be a challenge for us. But as we go by and having their officials been here, they will be looking at those assessments. I think prior to that, they also have given the Oceanic Championships to be hosted next year in 2025. During the time, the whole Oceania will be here just to see how capable we are and how we are able to see it as an venue in terms of hosting the World Championships.
While China and Colombia have hosted the event before and are vying to host the 2026 World Championships, Nandex is optimistic about PNG's chances of playing host.
Port Moresby Softball Icons and Foundation Club Gazelle shocked minor premiers and defending champions United Brothers 8-4 to take out the 2024 POM men's softball title, ending their 21-year grand final drought. The Antelopes were up against a powerhouse brothers battling lineup that easily troubled a lot of the teams this season, but found the going a little tough on Sunday against a revamped Gazelle outfit led by Captain Demas Totil Jr. Totil got his team on the front foot, scoring Gazelle first home run bottom of the first innings. It's Gazelle's 9th premiership title, a legacy that started back in the 80s and 90s as a foundation club of Port Moresby softball. Judah Rainbow's all-round efforts earned him the nod as the Hotspurs Cup Team of the Week skipper, with the number 9 not only electric in attack but making a round-high 43 tackles against Wanu mainly Seagulls. Each round, Queensland Rugby League recognizes the 17 best performers and names the Hotspurs Cup Team of the Week, presented by Hotspurs. These team selections are based not only on statistical data but also take on live and broadcast viewing of the games. Rainbow was at its best again on Sunday, leading the Hunters to a second final appearance this weekend. He made 107 run meters, 9 tackle breaks, 1 line break and 43 tackles in a solid all-round effort. He also scored 1 try. He was at his best in the front of a home crowd on Saturday, with his fancy footwork hard for the Wanu mainly Seagulls to shut down.
This time he gets a try and then salutes the crowd. How about that? Yeah, that's what I always talk about, Junior Rainbow.
And that ends the midday news. Join us for more news and sports at 6 tonight.